Hey, welcome back to DieCash Cars. So today we are going to be paying tribute to Mr. Ryu Asada, and to do so, I'm going to be reviewing 25 of his casts just to give you guys the wide array of cars that he produced for the Hot Wheels world. I know he's known for Hondas, but he did also give us a number of amazing JDM casts, not to mention fantasy casts, muscle cars, retro entertainment. Another way I'm recognizing Ryu is just focusing on the yellow releases of his cast. I don't know if this is true or not, but I would imagine that one of his favorite colors was yellow because his own personal Honda S2000 was yellow, and you can't deny that a lot of his casts were released in the color yellow. Kicking things off here with some fantasy casts. So I will admit I dug these out of my kids' playroom. But it just goes to show you that Ryu Asada reached more than just us adult collectors. I mean, he was designing casts for the true consumer of Hot Wheels, the kids. You got the Total Disposal, which is just an awesome take on a garbage truck. I know my son personally really likes this car. Today was actually trash day too, so really fits the timing right here. But you can see on the front there, it has a front mount intercooler. I mean, I would be getting up early in the mornings to watch the trash come get picked up if this was picking up the trash every morning. The always popular duck and roll, so you guys can see that the wheels have chipped paint. This one is definitely a favorite for my kids, but obviously the rubber ducky is a traditional classic kids toy, and to make this into a Hot Wheels is just an awesome spin on it. We also have seen this in the treasure hunt from earlier this year out of the G case in all gold. I mean, just an awesome treasure hunt, and I know one that was on everybody's list as far as treasure hunts and fantasy casts. And rounding us off with the fantasy cast, one of my personal favorites, the head starter. So I remember I was a huge fan of this cast even before I even really knew who Ryu Asada was. It came out as a treasure hunt, as you can see there, it's got the seal, but the reason that really drew me to this car is that I had read up on it that it was designed after F1 racers. I mean, that just goes to show the attention to detail and the kind of mindset that Ryu Asada had. The other thing that I thought was really interesting about this cast is that the most important part of the car is die cast, the engine, and all brushed aluminum. I mean, the rest of the car is plastic, but just to put emphasis on the motor, I thought was really neat. I mean, this is always going to be one of my favorite fantasy casts right here. Jumping into some American muscle, you got the Corvette C8R. I mean, one of the most revolutionary Corvettes out there and probably one of the most questionable ones. You got the Corvette, first time ever with the mid-engine, and Ryu Asada had a part of that, making history with this cast. I instantly fell in love with this cast. I just thought it was nice. I always draw myself more to these race-inspired Corvettes than just the basic stock versions. And also, the Gas Monkey Corvette, Ryu Asada also designed this piece. We saw it originally in a metallic gold. Now, this year, we did get it in this Spectraflame gold. And one of my favorite things about premium models is when we get the paint completely covering the body, even the base, and this is one of those cars, but this is one that I had to have with the red line tires. Got the big engine sticking out. Obviously got the tie to the TV show Gas Monkey Garage. I mean, this car just looks great. Next up, we got the Fast Foodie, but this is a retool specifically for the Deadpool Chimichanga truck, retro entertainment. But yes, this is still a Ryu Asada cast in premium. It's got the Deadpool there serving you tacos. The interesting thing about this cast too is that in order to showcase the Deadpool figure inside of the Fast Foodie truck, they actually had to reverse it, flip it so that the front of the car is facing to the left, which is opposite of what we see with Hot Wheels. This is probably more the Matchbox style, but awesome cast. Had to have this one in the collection. Big Deadpool fan, and just to know that it's tied to Ryu is pretty awesome. Looking at a more recent release here from Ryu, we got the Raging Express, a Bo Suzuka style truck. This, I think personally, is the best release for this cast so far. The gold really does just pop. The nice dragon graphic with the Japanese lettering on the side there looks pretty awesome. I need to go and see one of these trucks in real life just to get the full effect. Leave it to Ryu to make a Dodge van from the 90s, something cool. This cast inspired by the Doji vans from Japan, where they dropped them, put small wheels on them, and drift race them down a hill. I mean, leave it to Ryu to do that. Even more cool, it's got the little go-kart inside with the clear glass top. But awesome car. This did come out as a Super Treasure Hunt in pink earlier this year. One of the supers that I was never able to find, still on the hunt for. The McLaren P1, I feel like this car makes a special appearance in every single one of my videos as of late, but one of my all-time favorite casts. This car in real life is just menacing, but they captured everything so well on this cast. From the headlights, tail lights, you got all the right hood vents and sidecar details. I mean, just an awesome cast. You guys can see that I base swapped this one just to give it that extra character. But just a cast that'll always have a place within my own personal collection. Continued lineage of Godzilla. Ryu also crafted this Nissan GTR, the 2018 body style. Just a nice upgrade from the 2009 version of the GTR with the lower stance and just overall more appeal. But great cast. You guys can see giant scuff marks on top. This is also another car from my kids' play bin. Then we got the retool of the 91 Mazda MX5 Miata. Again, this car, this cast, well received. I feel like they did this car justice with this retool. Ryu did a great job. This cast is definitely growing in popularity. This yellow one right now, not the first edition, but it's gaining steam from a value standpoint right now in that $5 to $10 range. And the first edition that released in 2019, we've talked about this one before too, but really is flying in value right now, selling within that $10 to $15 range. But definitely a cast to keep on your radar moving forward. I'm sure they're going to continue to re-release this car in a number of colors for us. And one of my personal favorites for 2021, this is the Toyota Supra GR in the Pandem wide body kit. One of my favorite body kits for this body style ever since they released it at the Tokyo Auto Salon way back in the day. Awesome car. I love how extreme it looks. It really accents the body lines of the Toyota Supra. I do know that Hot Wheels did release this in a more stock form. Hasn't reached the main line yet, but we have seen it in Team Transport as well as Boulevard. But I personally like this Pandem wide body kit a lot better than the stock version of it. Happy to have it. Even better in yellow and factory sealed, first edition. This is one of the personal collection cars in my collection. And speaking of wide body, we got the super silhouette Nissan Silvia S15, highly anticipated new model here for 2022. We originally saw this in white, which is the original color of the car in real life, but this spin-off in yellow with the white decals is well received. It looks great. I actually kind of think it looks a little bit better, but again, no surprise that it came in yellow because this is one of Ryu's casts. And to be perfectly honest, this might be a pretty significant cast, being one of the last official releases from Ryu himself. Moving on to what Ryu was really well known for, the Honda cast. This one, no exception, the Honda Civic EF. It essentially ushered in the entire lineup of Honda Civics. Everything from the EG, the EK9, going back to the Custom 70 Honda N600s to today's FK8 Civic Type R. And this one in particular is pretty unique from the Honda set that had released in premium mainline Walmart exclusive. It also brought on this Honda Civic Turbo 2 from the Target exclusive Era set This one being an 80s car. You guys can see they have essentially matching decals and color schemes. I just mentioned this one, but the custom 71 Honda N600, again, the car that essentially paved the way for the Honda Civic to reach the peak that it is at today, but leave it to Ryu to bring this car into existence in the Hot Wheels world, again, just so that we have that complete lineage of the Honda Civics. The Honda Prelude, a car that I feel like was more appreciated for its big displacement H22 motor, but not so much for the body itself. Until today, I feel like this car is a lot more appreciated. Long front end, the squared headlights, captured really well in this cast by Ryu. All the details are there. It's even got that classic Honda color scheme, the yellow carbon fiber hood with the red interior. Just captured really well. The rebirth of the Acura NSX. I know this car got a lot of buzz when it was released as a concept car, and Hot Wheels and Ryu Asada, I'm sure, could not wait to get this into Hot Wheels format, giving us a 2012 Acura NSX concept. Solid piece in yellow. Don't even mind that black stripe on the roof there. But we all know what this car became. The Acura NSX as we see it today. Not just as a normal sports car, but essentially an entry-level exotic. The Acura Integra, it's just interesting that Ryu and the Hot Wheels team decided to release this car in the GSR format and not the Type R version, and also the Acura name, which is only in the US and not the Honda name. But it does have the JDM headlight conversion, just pretty unique because this was what was done in the 90s a lot. Was the USDM version of the Acura Integra was always converted with all these JDM specific pieces and parts. So they just captured not only the car but the era in which this car was released. You guys can see I put my own little spin on it. Got some gold wheels with the chrome lip. I think it just accents that yellow body paint really well, but great cast, will always be a classic from Mr. Asada. The EG Civic in probably its truest form. I mean, this is essentially every teenager's dream back in the 90s, was a yellow Honda Civic hatchback. Just got that street cred looking black on yellow, carbon fiber hood, T37s. It's even got a carbon fiber trunk lid there. Just a solid cast. And props to Hot Wheels and Ryu Asada for tying this in with Fast and the Furious to bring it to us. What an awesome release. Currently right now this car is definitely still in demand, bringing in about $25 on the secondary market, and I only see this car going up. And what's an episode of DieCash Cars without the Honda Civic EK9 Type R, my personal favorite cast that Ryu Asada ever released. Man, just breathtaking. I've talked about this car to an extent on this channel because there's just so much to capture with this cast. The tooling that Hot Wheels Mattel uses for their cars has improved over the last couple of years, and they did a great job on this cast. Headlights, tail lights, nothing to be missed on this car. The full red interior. And the best thing, guys, is that not only do we get a mainline in the classic Phoenix yellow of this car, but we also got the Super Treasure Hunt Spectra Flame yellow, the Golden Nugget, guys. Again, I said it a million times and I'll say it again, the best Super Treasure Hunt hands down for 2022. And saving the best for last, the Honda S2000, Ryu Asada's own personal car in the actual color of his actual car. This one is a little bit different in Hot Wheels format. It's got the wide body kit, vented hood, giant wing on the back, but nonetheless, an amazing cast, a classic one at that. You might even say legendary. So next year, it's been announced that the Legends Tour car for 2023 will be the Super Treasure Hunt version of this car, but in purple Spectra Flame. So can't wait to get out there to the tour events and get one of those. And the release that inspired this whole entire video, the RLC release of Ryu Asada's Honda S2000 in yellow with the tribute to Ryu right on the card. You got the illustrated image of him along with his signature here in the chrome. I mean, what a classic piece. If you didn't get this car from the convention in the full premium model, I mean, this is essentially the 1B to that. I'm glad they did this so that more collectors could have this piece associated to Ryu. Not that it matters, guys, but the value on this car right now, I mean, it's a nice piece, so definitely the demand's going to be there. Currently selling on the secondary market for around $60 to $70. Again, a no-brainer. It's going to climb in value. So that's what I got for you guys today. Just wanted to give my salute to Mr. Asada and give a little bit of spotlight onto all the amazing cars that he had produced for us over the last couple of years here. Challenge to you guys, go through your collection, go through your kids' toys. I bet you guys have a lot more Ryu Asada cars than what you even know. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time on DieCash Cars.